so much cooler online. Yeah, I'm cooler online.
So I never followed true crime until Gabby Petito, because I had a teenage daughter. That one kind of hit home with me, and I took an interest in it, and I started watching it when I was over at my office working. And then I kind of, got to where I followed a bunch of these creators. So I kind of followed him right into the Moscow case after that.
Causing trouble. He's yelling. He's yelling.
Shut the fuck up and get the hell out of my face!
You allow her to spit on me then? You want to pursue charges or something? You don't let her spit on me? I didn't see anything here. You want to pursue charges? I was sitting in my patrol car.
This bitch spit on me.
Okay, well, if you go park down there, I got other officers.
That fucking bitch spit on me. And she's supposed to be fucking professional.
Do you want to pursue charges?
Yes.
Okay, well, then we need to investigate it, and I need to get everybody's information, then we're going to go from there. We got multiple cameras here, so we can review stuff.
You didn't spit on me?
I didn't spit on you, I spit at you. Sure the hell did. But I didn't hit you.
You spit on the fucking vehicle.
Get out of here, dude. Why
Why'd you get out of here?
I'm not going anywhere.
You have the right to be here, just fucking hurt.
We may be in a little bit of a pickle, Dick.
So I took my family to ski in Big Sky, Montana for our family vacation. And when I just was intrigued with that, that house and everything that had happened. Because again, three of those girls were essentially, teenage or a little older, children like my daughter. And so when I dropped my family off at the hotel or at the airport there in Bozeman, Montana, they flew home, and I started my work trip, which is usually about 3 weeks. Well, I was sitting over in western Montana in a town called Missoula. And,
I've heard of that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. And so I'm sitting over there I dropped them off Saturday, and I thought, I'm sitting over here on Sunday and I got nothing to do. So I pulled up my GPS, and I was like 3 hours from Moscow. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to drive over there and check that town out, see that house, and just, and my main mission was to take something, which I did, and put it on, the little memorial in front of the house. Well, I'm standing out there. They had a security guy out there, and they had a tent set up, and they had some media people out there. Now this would have been, give you an idea time frame wise, would have been like the second week of January.
Yep.
So I'm talking to a guy from Fox News, and he says, I really wish we had a drone. I'd like to get some drone footage of over the house and then kind of over the Sigma Chi house and whatnot. And I said, well, I actually have a drone in my truck. If you'd like, I'll sign a release and give you, if you tell me what you want, I'll get you some footage. And so I launched the drone, and I gave him, got him what he wanted, and gave him the SD card, let him download it. And then I went over to the corner club to watch a football game. And while I was over there, I pulled my laptop out, and I thought, I've got some cool pictures and some video. I'm just going to make a tribute video to the, to the 4 victims. And I don't have, if you've looked at my YouTube channel, I think I got like 4 followers. And I thought, I'll just put this on YouTube so I can put it on Facebook, because I got a lot of friends back home that are following the case. And
you know what happened with Caleb Harris's social media, his TikTok and stuff, after he went missing, apparently? So there's a comment here, caught my eye. Ask about Caleb Harris TikTok being taken over after it was monetized.
So
what's that mean? Sorry.
Off, it was never monetized.
Okay.
I started that TikTok account. Cindy on TikTok helped me get that started.
Oh, I didn't follow that case, so I was just asking.
I built that account up to, I don't know, 9,000 or 10,000 followers. When I named it, Find Caleb Harris or whatever it was back then. When I quit representing Randy, my goal was to turn that TikTok account over to Randy. Randy told me to keep the TikTok account. He said, take Caleb's pictures off of it. He said, we don't want anything to do with any social media whatsoever. Well, what? I had a, at that time, I didn't have a We Are Sebastian.
I'm sorry, whose bank account's linked to the account? I just want to, there's a bank account linked to the social media. I'm a creator. I know I have a TikTok too. Whose bank account? Was it your bank account? There's a bank account.
There is no bank account attached to that.
There's
account.
nothing. So the
is a victim's advocate. A victim's advocate is a professional who provides support and assistance to individuals who have been victims of crime and abuse. According to Careers in Psychology, nearly any victim can work with a victim advocate, but victims of abuse, sexual assault, attempted murder, hate crimes, and battery are more likely to need their services.
If I start getting into all the facts of the case, I don't have time to do what I do for Seth.
Yeah.
So I really try to stay in my lane, and that lane's gotten a little more broad as of late. But one part of my lane has still not ever crossed into the investigative part.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes. I get what you're saying, because I think some people were kind of saying, well, you're the spokesperson, but you're coming at it more from like a PR position. Like you're trying to keep him from speaking to the wrong person.
Correct.
Yeah, I get that. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, he's not the PI. He's the spokesperson.
And I'm not a PR guy either, right? I mean, there's a difference between public relations and a spokesperson, which is speaking for the person.
so you're an advocate for him right now.
Correct.
So what exactly does a victim's advocate do? Some of the basic responsibilities of a victim's advocate include arranging any necessary medical treatment for the victim and ensuring that their basic needs are met. This can include crisis intervention, providing information on victimization, assistance in navigating the medical system, and ensuring the victim is taking care of themselves in these difficult times. They also participate in making safety plans for the victim and help them navigate any challenges they may face in the legal system. If requested by the victim, they can also help facilitate communication with law enforcement and legal authorities, as well as accompany the victim in court.
And I know this isn't with Summer Wells' case, but I do know in that case, Don and Candace were offered like a person that could do media for them through the state, the county, whatever. They were offered someone, and the law actually said that they denied it and just did their own thing. Do you know, was Seth, we'll just go with Seth because that's your client, as you say, was he offered anything from the law for someone to help him, like in the presence of media, something like that? Or that's what you guys are trying to do now? Or like, how come was he not offered someone? Because I know that's an option. That's my question.
Well, so I can't speak to that. I don't know. I wasn't here early on. I can tell you definitively that when I was introduced to Seth, I did not at that time have any desire to do anything other than potentially help him with a search team. Seth spent probably 2 weeks talking to me daily about being his spokesperson, and quite honestly, I didn't know that I had the time in my day to help him. I was out fishing on a Friday. I don't remember the date, but I remember that he told me that regardless of what Chris and Katie decided, that he really needed some help and would, can you please help me? And after realizing that he was, in my opinion, he was really struggling, just in general. I went and talked to Randy Harris, Caleb's father, and they were in a situation where they didn't really care to have, a whole lot of media attention. They talked on the phone, him and Seth did, and Randy said, I really think that you ought to help the guy. And so I agreed to help him. That's something I hear over and over again, that I've inserted myself into these cases, and that couldn't be further from the truth. Randy was a friend and coworker of mine. He asked me to help him. I helped him until he didn't need the help anymore. Seth asked me to help him, and I told him I would help him until he didn't need my help anymore. So I did not ask either of these fathers. I mean, I don't have a background in this, guys. I'm learning as I go.
Now let's explore the education and certification requirements for this career. According to Zivia, the most common minimum education requirement is a bachelor's degree, but to land a higher level position, a master's degree may be required. 65% of people in this field have a bachelor's degree, while 16% have a master's degree. Most victim advocates major in psychology, criminal justice, social work, and sociology, but if you want to advance higher in the victim advocacy field, you should obtain a master's in criminal justice or behavioral science. Victim advocates aren't typically required to be certified, but attaining certification through programs such as the Department of Defense Sexual Assault Advocate Certification Program and the National Advocate Credentialing Program may potentially lead to more advanced opportunities.
Tony, do you feel the law, and maybe you've answered this before, I just forget. Do you feel like the law is cooperating with y'all? Like, would the law say y'all are cooperating together? Like, does the law fancy you, or do you feel like they kind of keep a lot from you? Because, how does that feel?
I think that they're keeping things very close to the chest.
That could be a good thing.
Not necessarily not because they don't trust you and Seth, though.
I have no communication with law enforcement whatsoever.
Okay. Okay.
I have to look at it as the cup is half full.
Yeah.
Meaning that there is a good reason that things are kept close to the chest.
That's true. Yeah.
And that's really the way I look at it. I mean, if I'm ever going to be critical of law enforcement, it's going to be because I want them to communicate more with Seth, or I want them to clear him or something like that. It's not going to be critical of them and how they do their job.
Okay.
I'm so lucky that you've covered my backside.
I am an advocate for Seth. You hit it right on the head. And I want more communication. I want more support. I want more people to quit attacking him. I mean, everything I do is acting as his protector.
He's got to go.